Identifying basic aircraft structures using project-based learning in ESP context. Is it effective? A number of ESP lecturers implemented project-based learning or PBL as one of the techniques to improve the learning mastery. Either this is the speaking, listening, reading, writing, even the vocabulary and grammar. Is it effective? Let's check this out. I am Dewanti Ratna Pertiwi from Institut Teknologi Dirgantara Adi Sucipto, Yogyakarta, Indonesia. ESP is different when we talk about general English because ESP is mostly designed for adult learners and the teaching and learning implementation should be based on the need analysis. In the wider mapping, English language teaching has two branches as a mother tongue and second language or foreign language. And then ESP is under the ESL and also the FL. And another branch is the general English. And what I am going to talk further is the EAP, English for academic purposes, because it is conducted under the educational institution. Based on the need analysis, Institut Teknologi Dirgantara is one of the educational institutions under Indonesian Air Force Foundation. That's why we have to facilitate the students with the aerospace knowledge. And in 2019, there was a study investigated that basic aircraft structures should integrate the vocabulary or technical terms, also the function of the basic aircraft structures, and also the position of the basic aircraft structures. Why vocabulary is important? Because from this citation, it can enhance the further language development. And why PBL is effective, or why PBL is recommended to be implemented in ESP context? Because it is based on the challenge of a particular problem or question, and it is limited in a particular time so that it can monitor the student's discipline. It is based on the authenticity. It can facilitate the student's voice and choice. It can also give an opportunity of reflection students or student and teacher. It can also give critique and revision, and the final step is the final public product. And then, how is the PBL in engineering context? PBL is recommended in engineering context because of the future occupation of this work. The future occupation setting is mostly conducted in group work or project work, such as airplane maintenance. And it can also potentially develop the 4C skills: communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. This is the picture of my students who were having an airplane maintenance in the hangar. And then the gap that I found from some literature reviews, a number of researchers investigated the effectiveness of PBL, and then the results have not identified on how far it affects or it did not affect. That's why I propose two research questions: did the PBL affect, and how much the PBL affect? And the steps, I divided the group into two. The first is the natural group or control group, and then the treatment group or the experimental group. Both groups had pre-test and post-test. but the difference was in the middle or at the treatment. In the controlled group, I assigned classroom teaching and learning, the conventional one, the textbook version one, while in the experimental group, I assigned the project-based learning. And to validate the tests, I consulted the list of the tests to the aviation expert and did some revision. And the control group was from industrial engineering students, while the experimental group was from mechanical engineering students, with 43 participants here and with 44 students in the control group. The form of PBL was the flipbook. The flipbook contains a basic aircraft structures, the label, the position, and the function. Before we step further on the data analysis, let's understand this very carefully. In the significance of normality, when the significance value is higher than 0.05, it means the data are normal. And then when the test significance value is higher than 0.05, it means the test is not significant. These are always in the opposite. And then let's jump further for the control group data analysis or in the industrial engineering setting. The first step was test of normality, and then paired sample statistic, and then paired sample correlation, and the conclusion is there was higher achievement in the conventional. Now, this one still talk about the control group. There was higher score in the conventional. Now, how about the experimental group? In this case, is in the mechanical engineering setting. Test of normality. Wilcoxon rank because previously the data were not normal. That's why Wilcoxon was used. And then the result, the PBL can improve or can increase the score of the student. Now, it's time for us to get confused. Both were able to increase the score. So, let's have the together data. Test of normality, and then Mann-Whitney test rank because the data were not normal. Previously, the data were not normal. And moreover, because they were from different population, controlled was industrial engineering, experimental was mechanical engineering. That's why we had to use Mann-Whitney test ranks. And from this Mann-Whitney, it indicated that PBL is more effective than the non-PBL. That's why it's important for researchers when they have assumption such treatment could improve certain problem, but let's use this statistical data analysis to prove the number of significance. In conclusion, project-based learning was able to increase the students' achievement. And further recommendation, I hope that other researchers can carry out the research study at the same schedule because this research were carried out in different schedules. In the control group, we have at the beginning of semester implementation, while in the experimental group, we had at the middle of semester implementation. Thank you so much.